this week. Thanks for joining me. I'm Camden Walker for the CapitalWeather.com team. We are on Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, X, and TikTok. We've got maybe some heat near records on Wednesday, some dew points that are a little bit unrelenting. We have got to keep an eye on things, make sure things are kind of copacetic as we go into the middle part of the week. Maybe not quite extreme heat, but we do have major heat potentially if heat and humidity do combine. Air temperatures alone on Wednesday, as you'll see in the animation above here, could near 100, maybe over 100. A slight chance that we see even maybe our record highs are tied around 102 on Wednesday. Tonight in the near term, we've got luckily rains are sinking south down, the flooding downpours are sinking south and southwest of DC. We still have drought though, so we could use more rain. Semi-mixed good news. More rain is coming, but we have to wait several days. Much of the majority of this week's rain is looking like it's at the end of this week, and we could even see one or two strong storms, but on Friday. But this is a low confidence forecast. Ingredients really may not come together, but it's worth watching as we get toward the end of the week. The midweek heat is what we're keeping an eye on. Enjoy tomorrow, please. Enjoy Monday. Tomorrow is looking pretty darn okay. Uh, Tolerable dew points, not too muggy, and temperatures within a few degrees of 85. You'll see the latest at capitalweather.com. I put all these charts in our latest for the near term forecast and for the heat forecast this upcoming week. So there is maybe, arguably, a 50-50 chance that we break our high temperature record of 102 on Wednesday. And maybe this heat sticks around into the weekend. Another way of looking at it is at the far bottom chart. It peaks on Wednesday, perhaps. The heat dome could slowly ebb on Thursday, Friday, and maybe lasting into Saturday again. So we'll have to see if this is a little bit of a repeat, maybe not quite as bad as the July 4th week, but we'll obviously keep you posted. The heat risk, kind of a summary, a quick look at how heat and humidity might combine and where populations will be affected this upcoming Wednesday, Thursday. It's a borderline major heat risk for Wednesday and maybe more population from 2 million to nearly, I think, 10 million population affected by potential major heat on Thursday. So that's something to keep in mind. The 6 to 10 day outlook maybe we're maybe leaning above average, right? But temperatures should edge down just a little bit by the end of the weekend into maybe next week. So we'll need to watch that. You'll, of course, keep tuned to capitalweather.com anytime you need us. We're 24/7. A human is always at the helm. Moisture precipitation also has a decent chance of being above average in the medium term. And again, that is great news when you consider the drought, especially south and east of town is where we need rain the most and hoping to see some at the end of this week. Not too much in the 1 week rain forecast, as you can find in our forecast lab at capitalweather.com, which remains on free public preview. Tropics are still pretty quiet, which is good news. While, we could use the rain from some non-damaging tropical system coming up the coast, sure, but in the near term, June is still looking quiet, worth keeping an eye on despite El Nino getting going in the Pacific. And of course, a quick plug for our shop. And you can advertise with us as well if you are up for that. Advertise at capitalweather.com. And we will, of course, anytime you want to order something, we're at capitalweather.com/store. Email us, email me, Camden at Capital Weather if you don't see something you like. But I've got a bunch of varieties of things for you there. Just want to put a quick plug in for our merchandise. All right. We got the temperatures above animated for you this upcoming week, and dew points are animated below here. Let's look at your questions and comments. Ahmed, thanks for coming to me on Instagram, and I'm going to put up the chat comments here. I think there we go, so we can all see the conversation. David, good evening on Facebook. And Julia, hello. I hope you had a great weekend. Thanks for tuning in on YouTube. Hello, Dave. Hello, Ruth Elisa. Good to see you on Facebook. And yes, still hot there, Donna, for you as well. And Walt, thanks for tuning in. And David, the merch is excellent. I'm glad the umbrella and mug is great, David. That is great news. Thank you so much. Danielle and OMG and Style, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. Let me make sure I've caught up on the questions and comments. Here we go. Let's see. Real field temperatures. Adam Linson on Instagram asks, heat index values or feels like temperature around 110 is possible when the heat and the humidity is combined for Wednesday. That is a great question. We'll see if at least a heat advisory I think might be issued, but I'm not sure if a extreme heat watch is worthwhile because again, the forecast confidence is medium, which I reiterated on capitalweather.com as we get closer. Skywalker bet the dew points are a little bit better early this week, even tonight. You might feel a little bit of relief, but I do worry that dew points could swell again back up toward 70 degrees by the time the triple digit heat potentially arrives on Wednesday. Macau, Connor, Margaret, thanks for joining. Shawarjo and Sean and Ozzy and JG and Zimmerman, thanks for tuning in on Instagram. And Ruth Elisa, I think mid to late week, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday could be termed a scorcher. I like your terminology. With heat and humidity, I think it could feel like 105, maybe 110 at times this week. We'll see. Forecast confidence is medium. Let's go through all the details for you one more time. Flooding downpours in the short term are sinking south and southwest of DC. So that's the good news. Radar is looking clearer. Let's take a quick look at that. Yes, so it looks like we are much quieter in the region right now as the kind of quasi stationary front sinks south and southwest of DC. We need the rain though. I mean, even though the rain is now sinking south and southwest of town, we need it, especially south and southeast of town. So we'll continue to focus on the drought, the wish for more rain. I worry this week we won't see too much until maybe the end of this week is the main rain chances at the end of this week. So even a slight, ever so slight chance of severe weather on Friday. The ingredients may not come together. Forecast confidence is low, but worth keeping an eye on this at capitalweather.com. Please stay tuned throughout this week. All right, Macau goes moo. Are we expecting to receive any slight relief? Any winds from the west? No, not that in the near term. Actually, it looks like a refreshing breeze tomorrow will be out of the southeast, maybe gusting around 15 miles per hour. So I hope that will help refresh you just a little bit. CLS, MJX, Gaferni, Emmy, Jai, Bo, thanks for tuning in on Instagram, and Stone. Hello, Peter. Thanks for tuning in on Facebook. And yes, Ruth Elisa, commutes could be hot again, maybe even Tuesday, but a scorcher more so on Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and then Saturday. We could see the heat last until then as well. Record high temperature, David, on Wednesday is 102 degrees. So let's go into that potential for to tie or break uh, let's put up this one. We've got heat midweek, potentially looking like Wednesday being the hottest day. 50% chance that we break our record high temperature on Wednesday of 102 degrees. Please see all my latest on this. The charts are even a little more clear at capitalweather.com. I'm Camden Walker. Thanks for tuning in for our weekly Sunday chat. And thanks for waiting for me for a few minutes tonight as well. And yes, John, I'm looking forward to lower humidity. I don't want to overpromise though, that dew points, let's look at the purples, the muggy 70s, kind of stay away from us for a little while. But you can see the moisture wants to return as this week, the animation through the work week continues. There it is. By the end of the week, I think dew points could be back in the 70s. Um, the good news is there's not a clear signal for dew points being above 70 during the highest temperature potential on Wednesday. Yes, we could be near 100, maybe tie or break our 102 record high, but heat index values may stay below 110. If that's some solace, it's partial solace, right? I'm trying to find good news where I can, but the dew points don't look to be horribly oppressive like they were earlier in July, as it stands now. Much still to be looked at to raise our confidence in the forecast from medium to medium high, even as we get into the middle and later part of this week. So please stay tuned to that. Storm chances, Ruth Elisa, mainly the late part of this week. We're actually watching with just a small eye on Friday. I don't have much confidence, low confidence that the severe storm ingredients come together on Friday, but it is worth keeping. Stay tuned with us at capitalweather.com through this week just to make sure that the heat dome that's coming in Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and maybe even Saturday does not contract like it did after the July 4th holiday and start on the boundary of high pressure. Some low pressure develops. Storms like to ride the edge of a heat dome, and that could happen again on Friday. So, not a high confidence forecast, high probability, no, but this tiny signal is there on Friday. Again, heat midweek is the main focus. We could tie or break a record high on Wednesday. We'll see. That is 102 degrees. Not a high confidence forecast, but worth keeping an eye on. David says July will feel like July. Yes, I would say Tuesday, particularly, will feel pretty much seasonable heat near or around 90. Within a few degrees tomorrow of 85. So that's a little below average for our peak heat here in July. Yes, Tracy, yes. Good to see you on Facebook. Thanks for tuning in. All right, I am on Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Don't forget about our apps, Apple and Android. And don't also let me promote, I don't want you to forget about our shop at capitalweather.com/store. Would love to see you. And I think the umbrellas are a big hit, and the mugs are doing well. I think I love my mug personally. I should have brought that out for a little ice water tonight. I'll do that next time. All right, I'm Camden Walker for the Capital Weather team, capitalweather.com. We've got heat midweek we're focused on. Let's check on. Oh, hey, Chris Fakuda is on Instagram. Good to see you, and KT and Sketcher and Ivan and Trek, Aisha, Mrs. Smith goes, Washington, good to see you on Instagram. I love seeing you often. All right. Bike and Barrio, some pumps start working this week. Hopeful about the drought slowing down. Yes, you're ready. It sounds like for more rain. Let's check the rain amounts this week. It is not looking too great until maybe the end of this week, where we could see some thunderstorms develop again as the heat dome Wednesday, Thursday, Friday starts contracting, allowing for more storm development to bring in some rain this week as well. Teresa, you stay cool as well on, thanks for tuning in on Facebook. And again, slight signal for severe weather on Friday. We will keep you posted at capitalweather.com. Tropics, sometimes I know a few of you like to track the tropics. So far looking quiet over the next few weeks. June and July are typically pretty quiet. I think mid-August is when we start seeing a little bump up toward activity, which classically usually peaks in the Atlantic around September 10th. So we'll keep an eye on that for you as well. Temperatures in the medium term, slight lean above average, precipitation, decent lean above average. So hopefully we can get rid of this drought, especially south and east of town. Let's put up the animation of dew points this week, trying to stay below 70. I don't want to guarantee it. So at least when we do hit potential triple digit heat on Wednesday, perhaps Thursday as well, maybe, uh, humidity won't be quite as sultry and oppressive as during the July 4th holiday. So that's some good news. But heat index values, Wednesday could be 105 to 110. Hopefully, just that one day will be a little bit of a heat burst. But I don't think the heat is going to go away all that fast. Could last to some extent into Friday and Saturday as well. All right. Cass, RB, thanks for tuning in on Instagram, and LW, M. Barton, and Christian, and K10. Thanks for that. And Dave, did you catch my 6 to 10 range for, let's check the temperatures, slightly and above average. The highest heat should break by late this weekend. And then for the medium term outlook on precipitation, it's kind of decent chance for above average precipitation. We need more rain, especially south and east of town. I keep hitting on this. The drought, as you have probably seen in our climate room at capitalweather.com, we're tracking droughts. It remains in our region deficit. I think over the last year, we're down at least a foot of rain, I believe, in DC for the last 12 months. Um, Only received about 25 inches, I want to say, over the last 12 months, and we need just to break even another 12 inches to catch up with what we should have received over the last 12 months. So that's DC, not even worse off areas south and east of town. Let's see. The flooding downpours, which have been a little bit beneficial for most, arguably, are sinking south and southwest of town tonight. Dew points are trying to follow the same pattern with a little bit of drier air moving in from the northeast. And I don't want to promise too much, but we should feel a little bit better, at least tomorrow, I think. But dew points do want to get back near 70 as the heat arrives on Wednesday as well. So rain this week, not going to overpromise, but maybe at the end of the week we see thunderstorms develop and bring us a little bit more rain. But you can see it's pretty scant pretty low until maybe Friday. We could see tiniest chance for severe weather. We will keep you posted on that. Let's focus on the midweek heat. Wednesday could tie our our record high, maybe beat our record high of 102 degrees. Temperature chart, another way of looking at this is it kind of ramps up pretty quickly. Monday, tomorrow, please enjoy. Tuesday, hot, but it's okay. Wednesday, and then a slow slide down. The heat tries to slowly decrease Thursday, Friday, and into Saturday. So we will keep you posted. And the heat risk for Wednesday is borderline a major heat risk when you combine air temperature with the decently high humidity. Hopefully, not oppressive as it looks now. And even Thursday is maybe more of a concern when you combine air temperature with humidity. Even if we don't see a full on record high, full like triple digit heat quite like Wednesday, we could see enough humidity to make a difference on Wednesday. More, I think about 10 million people are currently forecast to be in major heat on Thursday. So this is another little heat dome coming. Just want you to be mentally prepared. Check on pets, your neighbors who might not have access to air conditioning. Work outdoors very carefully. Water and the electrolytes is I'll get back to that mindset again, like we were near the July 4th holiday as well. All right, we have about 4 more minutes on the air. Thanks for joining me for these weekly 20-minute chats. Sundays at 7. I'm going to try and be a little more on time next week. That is my intention. I'm getting kind of my graphics and technical system solid for you, and I feel much better about it this week. So hopefully you are seeing no glitches and all is well. I appreciate you joining me, Camden Walker. For the Capital Weather team, we're at capitalweather.com. Anytime you need us, and my PM updates, like tweaks to the forecast are there. I also highlighted that we could hit 100 degrees on Wednesday, and even then some. We could even tie or break, slight chance for tying or breaking our 102-degree record high temperature for that day. All right, Robert, good to see you. Marion, KS, Tala, DC Marty, and hello, Misha. Even in the early morning, you should have a little break from humidity, and it's tomorrow as well. So if you're an outdoor person and you want to do a bike ride or a run, tomorrow looks pretty good, especially in the morning. In my opinion, it won't be perfect, but compared to what's coming, I think it's good to focus on Monday. I really want you to enjoy tomorrow, Monday. Oh, David, I'm so happy. Good to hear. That's wonderful. Really good seeing you and for your feedback as well on Facebook, David. And Dave, we talked about, I think, what you needed there for that forecast. Excellent. Kat, M, hello, and Sir and Ado, good to see you on Instagram. And I wish the Instagram comments, I've talked to them about loading into this public chat room, but I apologize you can't see everything coming into Instagram. But I'm glad at least Mike and Birio, you're most welcome. Very good. You have a great week as well. Dave, let's run through things for the next 2 minutes really quick. Above, the temperatures are animated to kind of show you the quick ramp up. Monday, tomorrow looks nice enough. Please enjoy. Tuesday, hot. Wednesday, a scorcher, and might be kind of scorching through the end of the week, maybe lasting into Saturday. We will keep you posted at capitalweather.com. The heat risk on Thursday could be the worst of the week when you combine air temperature with humidity, even if not as hot air temperature wise as Wednesday, which could tie or beat 102 degrees, our record high for the date. Thursday still looks like it might be rough, a major heat wave potentially for about 10 million people in a population in our greater region. Medium term, let's look at the temperatures for the later in the weekend into early next week. A little less of a signal for heat. So that's good news. We should, I think, by Sunday see some relief from this heat dome and precipitation. Decent news, a decent chance for above average precipitation. Of course, not guaranteed. And the medium term for this upcoming week is not much rain until the very end of the week, where we could see some severe storms. An ever so slight chance. Now worth planning around. Typically, heat domes like this do when they contract. That's when storms love to ride on the boundaries of these high pressure domes in the middle of the summer. So the ingredients could come together, and it's far enough away, enough could change. So don't plan around just yet. Just keep in the back of your mind to stay tuned with us at capitalweather.com through the end of the week. And again, we're looking at triple digit heat. I think Wednesday is the hottest day of the week with the best chance of being 100 or hotter, tying or breaking maybe our 102-degree record high temperature on that date. And temperature charts. Let's put that up really quick just so you can see the ramp up on Wednesday and then a slow ebbing contracting of the heat dome into the early part of the weekend. So it's not going away too quickly as it looks now. All right. Heat risk Wednesday, borderline major heat wave arrives by Wednesday. Luckily, the humidity at this point could maybe be shy of the 70-degree muggy and dew point level. So maybe only a very uncomfortable day on Wednesday, potentially, even with triple digit heat. I do worry we could see some locations with heat index values of 105 to 110. More of an issue with the heat index values on Thursday. So we'll keep you posted on Wednesday, Thursday. Those could just be the highest impact, most intensely warm, hot days with heat and humidity combining. And tropics are looking pretty quiet over the next couple few weeks. Nothing of note there yet. And of course, check out our shop at capitalweather.com/store. I'm very happy the mugs are doing well and the umbrellas I think are looking great. Thanks to all of you who have supported us in that way as well. Fans, friends, and founders, happy to have you all at capitalweather.com. Make sure you download our Apple app, the Android app. I'm on Facebook, X, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. You can follow us at Capital Weather on any of those sites. I'm Camden Walker for capitalweather.com, signing off slowly but surely here. Yes, David, I want to work on an emoji scale for the humidity. Larry, you're most welcome. You have a great week too, Ruth Elisa. And let's check, make sure I've not missed anything later here on Instagram as well. Chris, good to see you. Go, Cat Go, and Steve, and HJ, and Lewis, and Simply. Thank you so much, and Lisa as well. All right, I think I've caught up on everything. Let us know if you have anything in the comments. You can let us know at capitalweather.com. Latest forecast is updated. The small story I put up there as well for the 100-degree potential, maybe a little hotter on Wednesday, is also there, capitalweather.com. Store promo I'm doing below. But thanks for all these comments here on this side of the screen. I love seeing you on all of our channels. Make sure you follow us and please have a great week. Enjoy tomorrow before the heat starts arriving Tuesday, and wow on Wednesday. We could be near record highs on Wednesday. Okay, I'll see you next Sunday. Thanks so much for joining. Bye for now.